Hey everyone, my name's Amanda. I just wanted to hop on really quick and post what I got for this week as far as preps. I went to multiple different stores, so there's going to be different brands for everything, but I think it's a perfect time to be preparing and making sure you and your family are all set as far as backup food. I've been wanting to do this channel for a very long time. I started quote unquote prepping during the pandemic. I realized that if people would, be fighting over toilet paper, what about water? What about food? Stuff like that. I really kind of went gung-ho on prepping. I had a huge storage in my previous house that allowed me to do so. But since then, I've kind of moved. I slowed down on it. I mean, I've always had extra food, but it's more of a working pantry now. I've learned a lot of things along the way as far as what works for me and my family. So I'm a mom of 3 young kids. So in my household, it's just me and my 3 kids. So that also changed the dynamic a little bit as far as how we do our preps, and then making sure that food does not go to waste. That's big for us here. We want to make sure that we're getting food that we actually eat and will cook with, or else it's just going to waste, or the food pantry, either one. But still, not having as much storage in this house has kind of shifted it also. So really quick, just wanted to mention that. Like I said, it's definitely a good time to be topping off on preps, just looking into it, or if you're curious, start looking at more videos. There's so many people that do videos like this, so this is just ours. Like I said, family of 4, 1 adult, 3 kids. So I'll stop rambling and let's get into it. So these are really good. They're really quick and easy to make, and they're relatively cheap. I think there's 2 in here. Yeah, 2 pouches. So that's good. Let's see. Real chicken. Yeah, so that's nice and easy and quick to have on hand. Let me put this actually over here. Okay, so we go through pasta like crazy. My kids love pasta, so I'm always, they're not picky on what kind either. So I just got a variety of different types. Really not much there. These I started buying again during the pandemic. I have not bought them in a really long time, but they were on sale for 99 cents each, and they went up in price. That's another thing prepping is good for. Like, inflation is very much real, and it's very much, among us. So buying things before they jack up on the prices can help a little bit save money, because it just seems like things are just going to keep going up. So I just got these. I think all you need is water or boiling water. So you can't really go wrong there, especially if you have like salt, pepper, dash it up a little bit. But there's so many different kinds. There's like 6 other different kinds. I just got kind of the basic ones that I know we'll eat. So that is that. Lots of beans. We don't really like beans that much, but they're good extra protein. Especially since we don't really care for tuna in the pouches or canned chicken. So that's kind of a nice protein. My kids love that, so I will be stocking up on baked beans more. But as you can see, we really like green beans. So that's something I knew I could stock up on, and it won't go to waste at all, because my kids love that. Same thing with corn, pretty simple, straightforward. Diced tomatoes. I think I have 5 right now. I am going to get more pasta sauce because, again, it goes with the pasta, and I always like to have at least 3, and I only have this one right now, so I gotta get more. Tomato paste, I'm not crazy about. I know some recipes call for just a little bit, and I find that I'm like never using up the can, so I'm not really worried about that. I'd rather stock up on this and use it as like pasta sauce in a pinch or something like that. You can jazz it up with spices and all that. Cooking stock, vegetable stock. I have beef, I have vegetable, chicken, but I do need to get more of that. And I'm also kind of doing this as like inventory for myself, because starting every week, I'm just going to start stocking up more and more on preps, because it's interesting to be watching the news and all that. We all know what we're talking about. So I just want to make sure that my family's good, we're covered. And again, it's not so much doomsday prepping, it's more realistic prepping, and even job loss, like any of this to me is like security, in a sense. It's, you know, it makes sense to me. So it works for our family, so this is what we do. Honey, these are actually, they're expensive, but I know they sell ones that aren't as expensive as these. And I mean, honey's really good for you, especially if you're sick. There's these 20 count little packs, which is nice, like on the go. Let's see. Speaking of on the go, there are instant coffee, which I actually don't mind. I have a Keurig, but in a pinch, I will drink that because coffee is life. And I still haven't tried these yet, and I know they're not the best for you, but here we are. You know, this is emergency preparedness anyways. So that, flavored water, and another flavored water. Something I do in my house is anytime, like, we don't go out to eat too much, but if we get something delivered or my family gets something delivered and they give us these, I always just kind of keep them like with my preps, because they're nice to have on the go, and in, you know, an emergency situation, these would be nice. And while I was there, I just stocked up on these. Walmart sells these for $1 each, which is the cheapest I've seen for kids' toothbrushes anywhere. So I just thought I'd grab that and throw that in. Again, I don't just get food. I get like laundry. I stock up on laundry, essentials, household essentials. I do have a cat, as you guys probably heard. So stuff like that I like to stock up on when and if I can. And this is something I got during the pandemic. So I'm going to treat it, and I have treated it as my like go bag. Again, I have 3 small kids, so it's imperative to me that, like, if something happens, God forbid, anything like an emergency situation, I can grab this bag that's not filled and go. I'm going to keep that one in my car. It's really nice. I found that on Amazon, if anybody wants to link. It was like $25, and it has all these, it's just a really nice backpack. I actually bought 2 of them at the time, and it's got great support, and I just think it's a perfect go bag. If you want a video on how I'm gonna fill it, let me know. I'm working on that as I'm buying more preps, but the goal is at least $25 to $30 a week on food and stuff like matches and flashlights, things like that you're gonna need in case of a scenario, any type of scenario. So that is more, you know, yes, doomsday prepping, if you will. But this every day, I try and keep inventory, but I'm going to, given the world right now, do a deep dive into that, see what I need, see what I'm missing. So if you want to follow along on the journey, please feel free and hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys. See you in the next one.